Decades before George Orwell wrote 1984, and long before Aldous Huxley wrote Brave New World, a Russian engineer named Yevgeny Zamyatin wrote a book that terrified the Soviet Union so much it became the first novel ever banned by the state censors. The book is called We, and it is the undisputed grandfather of the modern dystopian genre. It presents a future where the ultimate goal of humanity has been achieved: absolute mathematical perfection. But to achieve that perfection, humanity had to surgically remove its own soul. The story takes place in the One State, a massive city enclosed by a giant green wall that separates civilized perfection from the chaotic, wild nature outside. In the One State, people do not have names, they have numbers. The protagonist is an engineer named D503. He is completely loyal to the state, and he is building a spaceship called the Integral to spread their mathematical perfection to other planets. The society is ruled by a figure known only as the benefactor. Every citizen wears identical uniforms. They march in step to a mechanical metronome. Even their private lives are mathematically scheduled. They get a pink ticket, allowing them to lower their curtains for exactly 1 hour to engage in state-sanctioned reproduction. For the rest of the day, they live in apartments made entirely of transparent glass, so the secret police, the guardians, can monitor everything they do. The logic of the One State is flawlessly brutal. They believe that freedom and happiness are mathematically incompatible. If you are free, you will make mistakes, you will be jealous, and you will suffer. Therefore, to ensure total happiness, the state must eliminate all freedom. D503 believes this entirely. His journal entries read like equations. He finds comfort in the absolute certainty of the multiplication table. But then, he meets a woman named I330. She smokes cigarettes, she drinks alcohol, and she disobeys the schedule. She introduces him to the chaotic, passionate world beyond the green wall. Dose 503 begins to experience something terrifying, something he has no word for. He goes to a doctor, and the doctor delivers a fatal diagnosis. You are in a bad way. Apparently you have developed a soul. This is the core tragedy of Weed 5. O3's newly awakened imagination and his capacity for love are treated as a literal sickness that must be cured. The benefactor announces a mandatory new medical procedure for all citizens. The Great Operation, which uses X-rays to surgically burn the imagination out of the brain, leaving the citizens in a state of permanent, smiling compliance. Zamyatin's warning was incredibly prophetic. He saw that the obsession with efficiency, scientific management, and the eradication of all human friction would eventually lead to the death of the individual. Which forces us to ask a terrifying question. If you were offered a life with zero pain, zero heartbreak, and absolute security, but the price was your freedom and your imagination, would you take the deal?